Welcome to the Golden Boot Podcast with your host, George Hancock, Cody Slavinsky, and Vandy Chris, only on the Dawgs Media Network. Stay golden. Whoa, welcome in, everybody. It's Monday night. It's the Golden Boot Podcast. What's up, everybody?
Season 2.
Season 2. I know. It's Season 2, Episode 1. I cannot believe we actually lasted a season. Holy cow. We didn't get canceled.
That intro sounded very, very professionally done.
I mean, you know.
George paid a lot of money to get that one made.
I did. I paid somebody a lot of money to do that. I'm excited about tonight. If you haven't already, hey, listen, we got a few people watching. If you would, do me a huge favor. Share this right now. Just hit the share button. Share it to your personal page. Give it to somebody who needs it. We're going to talk a lot of Super Bowl tonight. I know, the Super Bowl just happened. It means football is over. Boo. But, the offseason has
baseball's
begun.
coming.
I know. Baseball is just around the corner, but football, it's off-season time, right? So get ready to see who's going to be picked up in the draft and all that good stuff. So we're going to recap the Super Bowl tonight. We're going to talk a lot of Chiefs, a lot of Niners. So if you got some Niners fans, some Chiefs fans, tag them. Get them in here. We want them. We want to hear what they had to say, what they thought about the game. And we'll have a little bit later, we'll have somebody who's one of the biggest Chiefs fan I think I've ever seen in my life. But we'll get his opinion on some stuff. So
hey. Okay.
There we go. Propeller head in a spaceship.
Yeah. Kind of does look like it, don't it?
Yeah, it does. It kind of looks
nice
like
to have Sam back in the comments.
I know it. Sam, what's up, man?
Especially with the little light bulb above my head.
Yeah. It looks like you're about to be abducted, so let's hope not. So let's get into this thing. I'm excited. I know there's going to be a lot tonight. Yeah, if you would follow, share this whenever you can. We got it on. We're live right now on TikTok. I need to share it right now to Instagram. I forgot to do that last week. Let me do that right now. There we go. Now we're live on Instagram. We're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube, on Twitter. You can find us on Twitch. There's
Twitch,
a lot of different places you can find us. Yeah, Twitch, please. So let's get into this thing. I'm excited. We back, friends. I know, Sam. We back. We back, my friend.
But is South Carolina really back after hearing the injury reports from this weekend?
Yeah,
good question.
That being said, let's get into our icebreakers tonight. Let's get this thing kicked off right. Let's do it. Warning. What you're about to experience is heavily biased Vanderbilt content. Please turn away now if you're operating heavy machinery. This is your warning.
Where did that come from?
We did that about 20 minutes before the
20
show
minutes
started.
ago. Yeah, just about. Heavy Vanderbilt confident. Hey, here we go. Everybody avert your eyes if you're if you're operating heavy machinery, look out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there you go. Dazed confused, he says. I'm excited. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get to it. Chris, tell us about the new entrance to the baseball field for Vanderbilt. Go ahead.
Okay, so everybody knows that there's construction going on over at Vanderbilt. Part of that construction has affected the normal entrance to Hawkins Field. So they have put out a plan of a new way to enter the baseball stadium. No longer will you enter from the front, which would be over here. You see the infield there. You see the seating around the infield. That used to be the normal entrance.
Okay.
Well, instead of going through the normal entrance now, to get to your infield seats, you have to enter from the outfield. They have two locations in the outfield for entryways now. So, and that's all due to construction. One day that stuff is going to be done, and we're not going to have to deal with that anymore. But
there you go.
For the time being, a little inconvenience for future exquisite work.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about seeing a game at Hawkins Field in the Nashville area, see Vandy Chris, because he's going to tell you how to get get in the stadium. So there you go.
Yep.
Good deal.
And then,
go ahead.
And then my other piece of Vanderbilt material.
Okay.
We like AI around here.
We do.
We do use some AI videos. But I don't know how Cody did this. I don't know if he asked AI to generate Vanderbilt winning a national championship in football, God. What he did, or if he just created it on his own. But
wow,
look at that. Vanderbilt raising the trophy.
Dear Jesus in heaven.
And look who the team behind him is.
All right. So
okay, hang on.
Alabama.
Why can I ask a question? Why is there a national championship trophy just being thrown up in the air back here in the background?
You got to celebrate it.
And also there's 3 footballs. AI is going crazy. That looks like a paper airplane
nuts on that one.
That looks like a paper airplane on fire up there in the right.
So what you do is you go to Google and type in Bing AI.
Okay.
And they have their own little AI thing that they do. And excuse me, I put the Zen in. And basically, you type in anything you want. So in this one, I jokingly typed in Vanderbilt wins college football national championship against Alabama. And then this is what I got.
Okay. I like it.
Because they say create images that you can never imagine.
Hey, trust me, I can imagine us holding that trophy up. So,
yeah, you can imagine in your dreams. Yeah. I mean,
comes the coach.
But to be fair, if Stanford can get guys like Andrew Luck and CMC in there, we can get them at Vanderbilt. Yeah. And all it takes is just 1 or 2 guys and change them fortunes.
Vandy Chris finally has a men's sport to brag about. Welcome baseball season, Jody Robbins.
Hey, God. At least we're not dead last in the SEC in basketball anymore. I'm not going to mention any names.
MIZ.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Arkansas is probably pretty close to that too, but we'll see.
Y'all are third.
We'll see.
Hey, we're 4th from last, so it's all good.
I do have to challenge it. I do have to challenge that comment.
What comment?
The AI is the only way we get a championship. Vanderbilt's got 2 national championships in the last 10 years.
No, he means
in
football.
Baseball.
You realize
in
he
baseball.
In baseball,
but he didn't specify that.
He didn't.
Don't y'all have one in golf?
Yeah. Sure.
Actually, no. We went to 8 straight Elite Eights.
Oh.
And didn't win a title.
Yeah, I knew you were always good at golf.
Kenny means in football. That's what it is. Okay. Cody, you got any icebreakers?
I want to punch my wife in the face.
For what?
Okay, so I like honey buns.
She's a Taylor Swift fan.
We do listen. We do not condone domestic violence on this show. By the way,
no, this is just me blowing off some steam. So I like honey buns. I like the ones that have the icing on top because they're just. They're just better. I don't care what anyone says.
Sure.
So shopping the other day and I bought a big pack of them, and I was like, it's better than spending $2 a piece at the gas station. Well, I get them home. I get to have one. My wife and my daughter are eating these son of a guns up. And I'm very angry about it. Like, I mean I can't have nothing.
That's a federal offense in some states.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Well, we may have some video to discuss this. Being mad over honey buns is probably better than being mad over your boyfriend having a stubby. I'll leave it right there.
Oh, God. Jeez.
I guess we'll
go ahead and get that out of the way. Good God.
How proud they would be of this football team. At their heart,
What is that? That's going to be his cup, number one.
If a cup is that small, he ain't got no package.
That looks like an outline, my guy.
That was an outline.
Okay.
Taylor Swift has got a stubby.
I mean, to be fair, look how small she is. That might be all she can handle.
Yeesh.
This is true.
Well, let's just not I don't want to say what I want to say, so let's just move on. Okay, let's move on from there. That was that was too much. Sam said, "Whoa, Taylor's gear shifter." There you go. Yeah. Oof.
Her little 5-speed on the floor.
Just a reminder that this is a family show, but that was something that everybody saw. Everybody saw
it
at the end of the Super Bowl. There, we just didn't need to point it out. But hey, is what it is. All right, let's get to boot reacts. Will you control the graphic there, Cody?
For sure.
Good sir.
Uno momento.
All right.
We'll do the thing.
Okay. This here, when Taylor Swift realizes that her future husband, has an IQ of 27.
Viva Las Vegas! Viva! Viva Las Vegas! Hey, Elvis.
Oof.
Jason sang it better on their podcast.
Yeah. What do you say?
So much. He sang the same thing on their podcast the other night before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Jason did it so much. Well, to be fair, Jason has a voice of the gods. So
Jason has a voice of the gods.
To be fair, at their post-game party last night, Jason was having a lot more fun dressed as Rey Mysterio than Travis was dancing with Tay-Tay.
Well, that's exactly the next clip. So you took it right out of my hand. Here he is, right here. Number one, I want to know where the hell did he get a Rey Mysterio mask? Did he have that packed in his suitcase? Like, did he just bring that with him?
He did.
A red and yellow Chiefs colors Rey Mysterio mask. This man just walked into a club and that was actually at a Marshmallow Man. Is it Buckethead or Marshmallow Guy?
Marshmallow.
It's yeah. And it was him on the DJ. So he's up there on the DJ booth, standing next to Marshmallow Man with a Rey Mysterio mask, absolutely trashed out of his gourd.
And about 8 or 10 feet away from him, Travis is dancing with Taylor, and she's so intoxicated she can't even stand up just about.
Yeah. Yeah. And Taylor was not too far from there, because I saw that too, where they panned over and she's like leaning again. I was like, okay, wow, boy, they're having a blast.
It showed them kissing there for a second. She turned around and about fell over when she turned around.
Fell over, yeah, absolutely. Put the graphic up again. Let me see what we got. The overlay, I meant. Let's do it. Holy mackerel. Like, okay, I know that TVs aren't that expensive anymore, but wow.
Maybe one of these days we're going to make enough money with college football dogs we can afford to stomp on a TV like that.
It'd be nice.
That would be nice.
To be fair, that clip looked like they were hosting like a 49ers watch party, and there were several chairs there. So there's probably quite a few people there. That was probably a pretty expensive event that people probably had to pay money to get into.
Yeah.
For them to once again become runner-ups in the Super Bowl. I mean, that would hurt.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of sad about the Super Bowl.
You are?
Yeah, not the result. I mean, I didn't mind the Chiefs winning. I was actually, whoever won to me, but I really felt bad for Christian McCaffrey, man.
Oh, yeah. How about the way Justin showed up to Vegas? You mean Jason showed up to Vegas looking like Hangover? Yeah. You mean this right here?
Dude, that is so good.
He looked identical, actually. Same satchel and everything. Looked identical.
Same shirt.
Same shirt, the whole 9 yards, like
same place standing and everything. Like it's
dude. Dude's
so
great.
So the little backstory on this, he basically met up with the Nelk boys, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, and they were gambling, and that's how he showed up, which that's perfect.
He had this look, even his pants, he was wearing white pants with a brown belt, the same satchel, the same shirt. I mean, it's great. That's great. Honestly, if I had money like that and I knew I was going to Vegas, abso-freaking-lutely, I would dress.
Now, I want to know though, like his wife Kylie, who is I adore her. She's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to know the pep talk she gave to him before everything in Vegas.
I don't know.
I mean, she was the one that she was kind of like, "Please don't take your shirt off.
Please don't go crazy." Yeah.
I'm very curious to what she said to him, and he was probably just like, "Yeah,
yeah, it's probably not gonna. That's probably babe. Absolutely, babe. I'll do it if Auburn loses to Bama this year. You'll have to explain that later. I don't know what that means.
Stomp is TV.
Stomp is TV. Oh, I mean, yeah.
Hey,
I would have to say with him, it might not be his TV. It might be a TV that he wired up for somebody else.
For all we know, he'll burn the whole house.
Look out. Okay, so fun
TVs
fact.
are cheap nowadays, though. I mean, you can go get a 70-inch for under $500 now. So
yeah,
it's not as bad as it used to be.
Hey, it is what it is. We clown on everybody there. Okay, let's do the next clip. Can you get the overlay back up? Let's do this one right here.
How about that D, baby?
Things Travis said to Taylor.
One more time.
How about that D, baby?
No, we're gonna do it one more time.
How about that D, baby?
Is he pointing at Travis Kelce when he says that? Because you see his arm pointing at somebody.
He might have been pointing straight down.
I don't know what I know what he meant, but at the same time, I'm sure that people that are is like, oh, like
especially after the video of Travis.
Yeah, their kids and like all that. Like, I'm sure it's like, Dad, you got to watch what you say, man. How about that D, baby? I will remember that, and that will be replayed over and over and over. All right, next clip.
Hold on.
No, you're good. There we go. This is live footage of immediately after Mahomes winning his third Super Bowl. It triggered somebody out of retirement.
And here is the scene just 90 seconds ago in Foxborough. We'll let you listen and watch as Tom Brady returns.
Yep, you heard it there. Tom Brady is coming back. He's not really coming back. But, there's a small part of me that thinks, I know Tom's like living his best life or whatever. It's like, daggum, this 28-year-old kid. This makes me so mad.
But, him watching it last night, he had to be thinking, man, I wish I could be out there.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, when you officially retire, there's no, especially doing that, there is no way that he wouldn't be like,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Niners would have won if he was their quarterback last night.
That's true. So. If who was quarterback?
If Tom Brady was the quarterback.
Oh, Tom Brady? Oh.
I don't think they do.
Brock didn't play horrible.
Brock Purdy did not play bad.
No. He didn't play great.
Well, the game plan was set where he didn't play great. We'll get into that a little bit later because I've got some thoughts on that. We got one more clip, and this is one that we're going to discuss a little bit later, but I want to show everybody this first. If you didn't see this, you should have. Go ahead. So, and you can take it down now. So, we'll discuss that in depth later, and we'll talk about it because we're gonna break down the whole deal. Kelce was visibly upset, and if you notice, he nearly knocked down. Actually, we'll talk about it right now. It doesn't matter.
Let's do it.
He absolutely nearly knocked down Andy Reid, number one. And if you noticed. If you watch the clip over again, I'll play it one more time. If you can put that back up, I'll play it one more time. Actually, no, you know what? Let's do it like this. Take that off. Let's do it like this. That way. So he doesn't even realize he's there, and he scares the absolute living mess out of that old man.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was trying to truck him. He was trying to get his attention, and it just happened to bump into him.
No.
Catch him off guard.
Scared the mess out of that old man. Absolute mess out of him. Go ahead.
But who is anybody in America to say that's a problem when the old man himself said he didn't have a problem with it and he understood why it happened?
Yeah, I mean, you got to hold your people accountable, and
yeah,
even the head coach has to be held accountable for decisions. And
yeah,
at the end of the day, I want my players to have that kind of emotion in a game, especially this game. And after that moment, guess what? Kelce went off.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We were really close to. I think that was in the third quarter when that happened, right? I believe.
No, it was right before halftime.
Oh, it was okay. So it was right before halftime. So yeah, he was visibly upset. The game plan was kind of weird, in my opinion, up front. We're coming up on a break here, so. I tell you what we'll do. We'll continue this conversation when we come back. Let's take a short break. This is the Golden Boot Podcast, only on the Dawgs Media Network. We'll be right back.
I'm coming. Hold your horses.
What are they picking up?
Bills.
Another member of the mafia. Is this going to be their year?
Could be. I'd rather not say.
Why?
It's not going to be an easy year for them.
No, it is not. They got to go up against that pilot in New York.
Twice.
I mean, that whole division is tough.
Division? How about that whole conference? I mean, this guy definitely wants a shot. I love you.
She'll be with you in a minute. She needs a moment.
Leave me and Joe alone.
These guys, they want to make it a dynasty.
Like they aren't already a dynasty.
They aren't. You need at least 3.
Says who?
Says this guy. Those guys definitely have something to say about it.
Listen, I am not interested in those old heads. I like the up-and-coming squad. Can you imagine trying to cover this guy?
Actually, in high school, I was pretty quick.
Stop. Oh, those guys fly.
Same with these guys.
And this entire team flies.
They were so close, I bet.
Don't you say it.
I wasn't going to.
Uh-huh.
I bet they could do it.
They all could. That's why we love it.
Everyone's got a chance.
Everyone's got a chance to stick it to the doubters or start a new legacy. A chance to chase records and a chance to chase quarterbacks.
It's just good to have football back.
Especially him. Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's do it. Let's go.
Now.
It's gonna be a crazy.
Yo, what's going on? This is Jacob Hester, former LSU running back, here to tell you about a brand new college football podcast, the Golden Boot Podcast. Give it a listen, give it a try, give it a follow. They're going to work hard to be your new favorite podcast.
You're listening to the Golden Boot Podcast. Stay golden.
All right, welcome back to the Golden Boot Podcast. We're talking about and discussing Travis Kelce assaulting Andy Reid before the half. I mean, we can talk about it. He really didn't mind it. I saw that Jody didn't like it. Said it was well, that's a family show, but it was a dirty move. He says it was a dirty move.
I mean, to be fair though, imagine one of Jody's players doing that to him back in the day when he was coaching.
Oh yeah, Jody, I want to know: would you take that, or would you just like absolutely just not?
I think Jody would have went to jail.
Lacing up these boots, JQ says. Good to have you, buddy. Good to have you.
But I have two different directions to go on this.
All right, let's hear
Number one, I love the passion. That's the type of passion you want from a player. However, there's an appropriate way to show passion.
Yeah.
And getting physical with your head coach is not one of them.
Yeah.
And with nothing being done to address that issue, I think it sends a bad message to younger athletes, the youth.
Yeah. Who
can now say, oh, it was okay for Travis Kelce to assault his coach.
Yeah.
I can do it too because I'm unhappy. I worry about that message.
Yeah.
On the same thread though, if you're looking for a professional athlete to give you guidance on the appropriate way to show passion and handle your coach, I think you failed as a parent.
Well, I mean, it's not. Yeah, I can see that side of it, but also, if you look, I know why Kelce's upset, right?
Yeah.
And this is my take on it. That was I know I remember when that is. That was actually when Pacheco fumbled in the red zone. They were just about to go up, and he fumbled right there in the red zone. That was exactly after.
And it was a horrible play call. It
was a terrible play call. I would have sent Kelce to the locker room, GQ says. Well, the problem is, if you did that, they're not winning this ball game.
It's true.
This is the Super Bowl. If this was a let's scenario it up here. If this is a regular season game and it's like week 6 or week 9, yeah, absolutely. Sit his tail end down. In the Super Bowl, that's a totally different deal. That's a totally different approach, because you don't have another chance. You don't have you don't have time for a learning opportunity here. All the chips are on the table. Game is on the line. Literally, you can't afford to do that. And if you watched the entire fourth quarter and overtime, Kelce put this team on his back, and we'll get into more of that later. I do want to bring somebody on who claims to be the biggest Chiefs fan that there ever was to hear his opinion on this. Kenny, welcome in, buddy. What's your opinion on this whole Travis Kelce deal?
My thing is, Andy Reid come out and said, like Chris said, he didn't have a problem with it. My thing is, I think people are taking it way too far. I mean, this ain't the first time that this has happened, just not with Kelce. There's been other players that have got into Andy Reid about, so I think that, they've been together for 10 years. They've been together forever. I think that they all have a mutual agreement in the locker room somewhere that we don't know about.
Well, and maybe, but all I'm saying is that that's random, JQ. He says, I don't give a shit. You just said he can get away. I need the duck sound. Wah. Every time somebody cusses, wah. You just said he can get away with it because of the scenario. I mean, I see what you're saying, JQ, but it's Super Bowl 58. Game's on the line. Like, you want to win, you got to win. And if he's in the locker room, they don't win. If the head coach had no problem with it, no one should. Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Kenny thinks Steve Bono is the love child of Sonny and Cher.
Is that true, Kenny?
Is that true?
No.
Okay.
Well, I have a question, Chris.
Let's hear it.
And I'm very proud, and I did throw a little salt last night, and I'll throw a little salt again. I'm very proud to know that Vanderbilt University has scored more points in the Super Bowl than the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Ooh. All right.
Okay.
That is some good shade right there. I like that.
That's some good shade.
That's
Alabama
like
University has never scored a point in the Super Bowl, and they'll have to wait a whole nother year to try to do it. Vanderbilt, by the way, has scored 38 in all Super Bowls combined. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Somebody's been doing their research. I'm proud of you, Kenny. Good job.
Did you know that Vanderbilt actually had a guy in the Super Bowl last night?
Yes, sir. Do you know who it was, sir?
Oren Burks.
That's correct. Linebacker.
Warning. What you're about to experience is heavily biased Vanderbilt content. Please turn away now if you're operating heavy machinery. This is your warning.
Had to throw that in there because we
Sarah,
got
Sarah, I don't. That's not. Hold on, Sarah. I don't get to deal with you much here lately, but that is not unnecessary fact. That is fact that Vandy Chris could use against Alabama fans. He probably did not know.
Did you know that there's a former Vanderbilt player that went to 4 straight Super Bowls that's in the Hall of Fame right now?
I do. I just think it's funny that Vanderbilt has scored more points in the Super Bowl than the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Congrats, Kenny, but your Chiefs fandom is as deep as a Taylor Swift song.
Ooh.
Look. Let's discuss something. JQ, let's discuss something. I love all the hate from y'all. I love it. I'm going to tell you why.
Great.
Because when Joe Montana was in his prime and Tom Brady was in his prime, everybody else did the same thing to them that they're doing to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs now. So it really don't bother me. Y'all are just haters. And welcome to New Dynasty.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you another reason to hate. Ready? Because my wife said, as I was on the phone with you earlier, she goes, Kenny's voice makes my food taste bad. And I busted out laughing.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay, Sam. Okay.
So, I have a question real quick. So when they say Alabama hasn't scored any points in the Super Bowl, that's technically not true.
That is true.
No. Bart Starr was literally the quarterback for the Packers in the first 2 Super Bowls, and he had passing touchdowns.
He has not scored a point in the Super Bowl. Alabama
but that point would count. That point would count.
No, he didn't score the points. He did not score the points.
Bart Starr
did.
Wait, what's that? Hold up. Oh, well, yeah, but he threw touchdowns.
It doesn't matter. If Patrick Mahomes throws a pass to Kelce, Texas Tech don't get the points for it.
What?
Okay, so the way they do it is if Patrick Mahomes throws the pass to Kelce.
Hold up.
Are you talking about only skill players getting in the end zone?
Like okay, if Patrick Mahomes running in, that's 7 points.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Okay, all right. So they don't. Okay, it's because they don't count passing touchdowns. Yes. So he's talking about skill players.
Okay.
Alabama has no points. Okay. All right. Now we understand the scenario.
Okay.
That's kind of sad, though.
What?
Y'all, that's really sad if you think about that. No. Look at all the professional talent they got in the NFL, and none.
Well, yeah, because they keep going to bad teams.
About to say that
they keep getting higher.
Hold on,
drafted.
you can't say that. You can't say that.
Why not?
Jalen Hurts at Philadelphia had a chance and gave it up.
Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, but he's technically an Oklahoma quarterback. He's technically from Oklahoma. He claims Oklahoma. So, I mean, you can say about Jalen Hurts.
I thought he's an Oklahoma quarterback.
I'm sure that Tim Bailey would have something different to say about this, but because he says that Alabama, I don't know, he was a traitor. I don't remember exactly his stance, but anyway.
I always looked at it. He just made a good business decision for
Made a good business decision.
I mean, my God, Tua was ready to take over.
Tua did take over.
And it's not that James wasn't a good quarterback. It's just that Tua was ready, and he saw, hey, instead of me having to fight for my job, I'm going to find a better opportunity. And he made
honestly, he fit Oklahoma's system better than Alabama. That's all it was.
100%.
But didn't he already have his degree from Alabama?
Dominic,
yes.
What's up, man?
How
are you?
What's up, Dave?
He did. Yes. He did already have his degree from Alabama. But so Jalen did have, you're right. But like let's think about this for a minute, because let's think about the players drafted and where they went to. Okay. A bunch of Alabama defensive players went to Washington. Has Washington got to a Super Bowl? No. Lions had a chance. They have Jameis what's his name? Not Jameis. I almost said Jameis Winston. What's the receiver?
Jamison Williams.
Jamison Williams. That's what I was trying to say. Jamison Williams, right? He's on the Lions. They had a chance, didn't make it. So that's what I mean by you get Alabama players that get high draft picks. They go to teams that don't have enough.
Teams.
They don't have enough. Right. Any player that's drafted high is going to a bad team. That's why Caleb Williams does not want to go to the Bears. That's simply why. The word is that his family and him are very concerned that the Bears are going to pick him because he doesn't want to go to that organization. The Bears ain't going to the Super Bowl. I don't care if they have freaking Caleb Williams. Mr. What?
Yeah.
The comments?
Yeah. Mr. Terry Walker, we're happy to have you here, and we will be discussing UCLA later on.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Welcome in, Terry.
Talking about
Kelly is gone. Yeah.
Talking about draft picks.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you're drafted. You want to get technical. Look at Brock Purdy. He was drafted dead last and played in the Super Bowl.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if he would have went to the reason he was drafted dead last is because the 49ers are a good team.
The reason he was drafted dead last is because he had a horrible senior season at Iowa State.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And that's the whole deal. And so, yes, Cody, that's good. That's great. Yes, definitely. Your comment, your chat there.
I was like, what are you talking
about? I couldn't get to the chat to tell yes. But yeah, no, it's as far as like anything draft related. If you're getting drafted high, it's because the team sucks so bad the year before. And unfortunately, Alabama players are so good they get drafted to bad teams. That's just what it is. So it makes sense. And yeah, it's a dig on Alabama that no skilled players ever scored a touchdown or scored any points. But I think that's going to change. I honestly think that's going to change because when Alabama's kicker gets drafted, whatever his name, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Bullivus?
Huh?
No, not Bullivus.
No. The kicker they have, it seems like he's been there for 100 years. He hasn't. But I can't remember his name. Anyway, when he gets drafted, Alabama's going to get some points.
Oh, Reichard.
Thank you. Reichard. Yeah, Will Reichard. Thank you, Dominic.
Will Reichard came in and took the job away from Bullivus, and Bullivus went to Nashville.
Yes. Will Reichard gets in, that's going to change. They're going to have some field goals. Will Reichard is a great kicker.
Is he as good as either of the kickers that was kicking in the game last night?
I think his talent is there, but I don't think he's got the leg that they have.
Because those guys last night were elite.
They
Super Bowl kickers.
What are the odds in you having 2 Super Bowl records set in one game, and literally the record being broken just a few minutes later?
Yep, they were that was phenomenal.
And that low kick, my God, that was beautiful.
Oh, I know it.
How he got that through there, I will never understand.
So here you go, Kenny. So how many Auburn players have Super Bowl touchdowns or points? There you go.
I don't want to do this.
He doesn't want
Yes,
to.
I do. You know, it's sad that Cam Newton has more points scoring than Alabama. You need some more, Sarah? You need some more?
Uh-huh.
I am curious what the number is.
Wait.
Yeah, look up the number, Kenny.
And
let's hear it.
I'll do it.
Wait a minute. Cam Newton, right? Just a reminder from Brock Purdy.
This is great.
There's 90-something quarterbacks in the NFL, and Cam Newton's not one of them.
Cam ain't one of them.
Cam's better than the majority of those 90.
I got 90-something quarterbacks, but Cam ain't one. Terry says, so you think the Bears will trade their top pick? I would stockpile picks for it and stick with Fields.
I don't think they do.
I think they're going to. I think what they're doing is they're doing a tactic to get more out of it than you can imagine, because at the end of the day, let's be real.
Yeah.
Fields should be their guy at quarterback. They need to get him some support.
He's
going
got
for Caleb Williams.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
sorry, but that's not a step up in my opinion. Caleb Williams is a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think Justin Fields is a better quarterback.
Well, the problem is the Bears have a nasty habit of trying to get a quick fix, right?
Yeah.
As a Packers fan, JQ, back me up on this. The Bears have always had a nasty habit of trying to get a quick fix. What was Khalil Mack, right? Traded everything, traded 3 number 1 picks for this guy, and that was it, right? They thought they were going to dominate the NFL. Well, guess what? It's a quick fix doesn't work in the NFL, and all teams did was keep the ball away from Khalil Mack. If he was on this side of the field, guess what? The ball was going over here. So you cannot take that mentality of, hey, I'm going to get a quick fix. Let me get the next great quarterback to get in. Oh, but we're not going to worry about receivers, not going to worry about running backs. We'll draft some defensive guys. Like, that has always been Chicago's problem. So,
okay,
go ahead.
After years of watching Chicago, like 20 or 30 years of watching Chicago in their draft, they're going offensive line.
Let's go ahead and my cousin
offensive line.
Let's chat with him real
quick.
Let's
do it. We're going to bring in somebody who was at the Super Bowl, who has actual experience at the Super Bowl, and we want him to tell his story. So here comes Blake. Welcome in. Golden Boot Podcast. What's up, man? Good to meet you.
Oh, not much, Blake. Man.
That's my lesser, better-looking cousin up there in the top right.
Bro, let's be real. I got the looks in the family. You got – I don't know what you got, but you got something.
Yeah, so live from MGM, you see, I got excuse me, hold on.
Oh, he's there now. Yeah, he is in MGM. There he is.
Yeah, they're leaving tomorrow.
There we go. MGM. Boy,
hey,
nice.
They put it up, but they took it down faster, so it's interesting.
Yeah. So, Blake, I know that this has been like a bucket list thing for you and your dad, obviously.
Duh.
So, when you
Not so
got
much
to
me, but Dad,
Oh yeah. So like when y'all got to Vegas, I mean, obviously I know you both been to Vegas and it's nothing new, but what's it like getting there for the Super Bowl?
Well, you know me from fighting and everything, man. This is my town, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, would I want to live here and really rock it? Yeah, but take care of family, got to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Like I said, kind of blessed. Like, really just blessed to the gore. My dad, bucket list. He could probably go anytime he wanted and take whatever he wanted. And yeah, I was here with my wife in May, and my dad talked about it for Big TR's have talked about it for like what 30 years.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, 65, man. And when we were here, I was like. I was like, well, it's in Vegas in May. So we bought tickets, in summer, not even knowing who would be here. But, like, didn't matter. A Vegas Super Bowl first, like. So the matchup has worked out even better.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think it's crazy because I think we might have just witnessed the actual best Super Bowl to date. Like,
I love it.
It's a pretty good one.
Oh, it was great.
You think about a 22-25 game, that's an odd football score, you know? And
yeah.
You were one, they were one. If they didn't score, 49ers was about to win, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was.
That was it.
But, you know, the Chiefs know when to chief, I guess you would say.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't have been mad either way. I mean,
yeah.
So, man, it's been amazing.
Who was the who of all the people you met? Who was the coolest person?
You know, ironically, Johnny Football is a pretty fucking cool dude.
Language. I'm sorry.
You're okay. You're fine.
Actually, he was. Then I walked past him. He was like stressing. I was like, "Who you got, bro?" He was like, "I got a lot on the 49ers." And I was like, "I see." He was making fun. It was just ironic because he was sitting 20 rows behind us.
Yeah.
I was like, man, like,
wow.
If you weren't such an idiot, you could be there.
Pretty much.
I mean, you know
know what I mean? Like,
speak truth.
Yeah, forgive me, guys. I'm trying to hear my best. I mean, I walked
good.
out of where I was, and I made it.
So
there's not really many quiet places.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But I don't tell them enough, but I do love my cousins, so I figured I'd give them.
For sure.
So Blake,
he said y'all are gonna pay me $1,000 each. So I was like, heck yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely, that's happening. Go ahead, Chris. You had a question.
Yeah, you guys can see me. I guess. Go ahead, buddy.
So being at the game, I'm sure you have a different perspective than what we had watching it on TV.
Brother,
do you think
don't know.
it was? Do you
don't
think
even know.
a cleanly called game?
It was, you know, as far as like penalties and shit.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Dude, I think the first two flags made no sense, and then when shit actually started happening, the relevant flags, they didn't get thrown.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt. It was weird, like it was like they were a little pocket heavy there in the first bit.
Ticky tack, yeah.
You know, so it's but I'm not like the rigged whatever. Nah, man.
Right.
You know, but interesting for sure. Like,
yeah.
But
Nice.
I mean, as far as just like perspective,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of thinking like I'm still waiting to wake up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that like surreal, but it was a 12-hour day of absolute 120%. I mean, it's worth it, man.
So walk us through it, right? So you leave the hotel, you get to Allegiant Stadium, you walk in. What's that experience like? Like, is it just eye-opening or?
Yeah, man. Being next to the Death Star is different. So we always wanted to tour it, but I was like, why tour it? We're just going to show up for the first time in the Super Bowl. Right?
Yeah.
So we had a Playmakers Club, eat, drink, cornhole, celeb bands. Like, the whole thing is just a full experience. Like, regular season NFL games are sometimes kind of so-so.
Right.
I mean, people leave in the third quarter, but like we went there about 10 a.m. and got home. We got to the hotel about 9. So I mean, but how are you not going to have the full experience? Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah,
y'all,
absolutely.
I'll shut up. Y'all fire questions away, please.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the game, when Kansas City's driving there on that last drive in overtime,
right?
Was the feeling inside the stadium, hey, Kansas City's going to score here, or were people on edge really didn't know?
I felt like that was where, because Mahomes won the toss, getting the ball first. And I don't know if you guys have seen, the 49ers are claiming they didn't understand overtime. I'm like, well, granted, I'm like, you're in the NFL playing in the Super Bowl, and you don't understand the overtime rule? Like,
Well, okay, but not even that. Like, didn't the refs explain the rules? Like, we all heard the refs explain the rules right before overtime, the coin toss.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was, you know what? It was awesome because I was like, damn, we almost got a game and a half. Like, you know, so it was like we were that close to going up. But it's one of those.
Yeah.
My cousin will tell you that I'm a really nice guy, but when it comes down to it, winners win, man. Like,
That's it.
Like, and I knew there at some point Kansas City was gone. It was the feeling, man. Like, no matter what happened, I'm like, even that close. I mean, I thought that if they didn't catch that pass, 49ers, like I said, they won. They won the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been it right there.
So, okay, so final question
we look
for
alike? He's the uglier version of me, right?
I'm the
look alike. Y'all look alike. Yes. Y'all look alike.
Just a
so one final question for you. So
no worries, brother.
Kansas City wins, ticker tape starts falling. You get to see that live. Give me that what was going through your mind at that point?
Bro, like I said, still felt like I was wearing like virtual reality goggles. Like it's still a little bit unfathomable. Like to a point, you know, like it was just quite surreal. I mean, but stayed, man, let the stadium clear out, did the whole, you know. I have to say, man, I've done a lot of cool stuff, and right now, it's been about the best 4 days of my life. Man.
I can imagine.
All respect to my wife at home that's holding it down, of course, and always roots me and my dad on because she loves him to death, and you know, so she's like, "I'll go kill it," you know.
So let me ask you.
Pops went to
Let me ask you one last question.
Brother, you keep them I'm good, man. I stepped out. Like I said, I was messing with Cuz, but I'm good, man.
So did you get to tour, walk through Radio Row or anything like that? Did you get to experience anything of that nature?
Say again? The what nature?
Did you get to walk through like Radio Row or see any of the
Radio
press
Row,
crew set up?
Yeah, actually, it's funny. We sat down and at a restaurant. And it was Raiders Nation Radio. And it was Michael Irvin. I think I sent Cody a picture.
Yeah, you did.
He was there. He was talking to Eddie George, like prime seats. You know, right at Caesars, I mean, you see a little bit of everybody. It's insane. He can tell you, I mean, the pictures, I'm not a starstruck kind of guy because, like, I mean, what are you doing for me, man? I mean, but like, you know, Bobby Lee, like just random.
That was so cool.
Rob Riggle, like a lot of, you know what I mean? It's like
Bill Cowher.
It's still cool, of course.
Yeah.
I told Johnny Football though, I was like, man, I could wear you out. And I was like, I can imagine them 200 or 300-pound dudes smothering you. Like he ain't a big boy at all.
Oh yeah.
I'm not big. I ain't little, but like, yeah. I don't know.
Right.
It was pretty interesting, though.
Yeah.
I just want to more so, man. Love you guys are awesome, man. I love my cousin to death. And he knows that. We're like brothers, man.
He knows
pretty much.
So
you look like brothers, so there you go.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So forgive me. I have to put it to my ear because
it's all good.
It's in GM Grand, right?
Yeah. That's all good, Blake. Hey,
I'm sitting in any boxing fights. I'm sitting in where the open workouts are. I'm sitting right where the ring is, basically.
Nice.
So,
nice. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to get the little Super Bowl background for y'all.
Yeah. Absolutely. We can see it. That's perfect.
You know.
Yeah. Well, Blake, we appreciate you coming in, man.
Yeah,
we
man.
appreciate you coming in. We're going to let you get back to celebrating. I know you stepped out, but
winding down, man. Headed back tomorrow, you know, so taking it easy. But I'll be back on when I get home. Okay, I got to stand up early, so.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it, man. Cody, talk to you a little later, buddy.
For sure, man.
And I really appreciate it. I love you guys, man. Y'all are awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming on and
I'll
jumping
get back
on with us.
when I get a little more quiet time and such too. So
okay,
for sure.
All right.
Be good,
well,
fellas.
Good, man. Take care, man.
Peace, brother.
All right.
Now, George,
cool. Yeah.
So let's address the question that was asked to me.
Lord have mercy.
The answer to that question is Auburn has only scored 4 points in the Super Bowl, but it's more than Alabama.
Okay.
Wait,
but
how
do you score 4 points in the Super Bowl?
Hold on, I will break it down to you. I'm gonna get a question. I want y'all to think about this. What
a field goal and an extra point,
or 4 extra points?
No, it's a field goal and extra point.
Okay.
What team in college football has scored the most points in the NFL in the Super Bowl?
If I had to guess,
I don't have.
I would say Southern Cal. If I had to guess,
USC,
George?
Southern Cal.
I don't have another guess, so I'm going to say Southern Cal too. Who?
Y'all are wrong. It's Miami Hurricanes.
Miami Hurricanes.
They lead the way with 84.
Michael Irvin and all those guys, Ray Lewis. Yeah, I can see that.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Pete, what I can't say his name, Bill Miller, Otis Anderson, Michael Irvin, Frank Gore. Yeah, all of them. David Hester.
There you go.
I forget about Frank Gore.
Terry said Notre Dame. That's a really good guess.
I mean, I would have went to a blue blood program for sure.
Yeah. Hey, that was cool. Hang on, Kenny. Hang on. One sec. That was cool having Blake on. We're at a break right here, so we're gonna take a break. We'll continue this talk here in just a minute. Be right back on the Golden Boot podcast. Hang tight, stay golden, and we'll see you in a few. If it'll play. Why is it not? There it is.
Boy, that's mediocre.
Then what the f are you doing?
I was drinking that.
No, you were surviving it. Give excitement a try with Bones Coffee. Click on the link below to order some for yourself. Here. Whoa is right. That substance you were sipping before is what we in the industry refer to as ass water. Sure, it technically has caffeine, but at Bones Coffee, we believe in the experience of waking up every morning looking forward to that first tasty cup. That's why we roast carefully selected beans in small batches to perfection, so you can count on quality in every cup. And not only that, Bones has a ton of fabulous flavors from which to choose.
Hey, did someone mention flavors? Highland Greg, pleasure to meet you.
What'll it be, Greg?
You know, I've been hankering for the spiced rum flavor of Highland Grove, please.
Greg, I'm surprised by the size of your bagpipe.
Ugh, it's not the size of the bagpipe that matters, laddie.
Yeah, it's how hard you blow it. Yeah, let's leave the talking to me.
Oh, gee, I just got back from chasing some hosers out of the grilling rink. I could go for some maple bacon coffee right about noon.
Coming right up.
Hey kid, you single?
Yeah.
That's why this place looks like
Here you are, my salty siren.
Thanks. I need the salted caramel chocolate pick-me-up after dealing with this loser.
How in the world are all these people getting in here?
We just walked in. Click on the link below to stop drinking water and get yourself Bones Coffee today. Or maybe you don't want to click on the link below because you think, flavored coffee's not for me. That was Sarah G's experience. She says, usually flavored coffees taste chemically to me, but these do not. They have a really pleasant aroma and flavor. They do not leave that weird residue on the bottom of your mug like many flavored coffees do. And
you're listening to the Golden Boot Podcast. Stay golden.
All right, welcome back to the Golden Boot Podcast. We're continuing our deep dive into Super Bowl 58. I know we were just talking about how many points, each college team scored. Let's take a different approach real quick and table that for just a second. Let's go ahead and break down the game Starting with the first half. Kenny, you watched it. You were part of the color commentary for College Football Dogs live stream. What did you see, and what do you think both teams' game plans were?
I mean, 49ers come out with the right game plan at first. And like I said, everybody kept saying I was sweating this and that. No, I wasn't, because the end of the day, I got Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And I know what he's capable of. You can't count him out. So,
right.
Yes, the Chiefs did come out playing crappy, as you would like to say. But everybody has a bad game. They just, like I said, Kansas City just has to play Kansas City football like they do.
The
49ers had the right game plan. They got away from it. I don't really know why they got away from it, but they got away from it in the first half, right there at the end of the first half, and the momentum, you could tell the momentum was shifting toward the Chiefs. I think it might have been the first half. No, I think when they had the muff punt.
Yeah, that was during the second half.
Okay, when we get to the second half, I'll discuss that. Yeah. And the missed field goal.
Yeah, missed field goal.
The first half, the crazy thing is, and I know it's a stat that everybody probably doesn't know, is every Super Bowl that Patrick Mahomes has won, he's been down 10 or plus points.
Yeah. That's a crazy stat.
The Super Bowl that he lost to Brady, they led just about the whole game.
Gotcha. There we go. Let's bring this up because you actually brought this to my attention. Last two teams to win 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. The Patriots and the Chiefs both have 5 divisional titles. Both have 5 conference championships. 4 Super Bowls, Super Bowl wins, playoff 12-2, 14-2. Chiefs are looking like the 14-18 Patriots dynasty. That's something. That's why actually the title of this show is The Dynasty Begins, right?
Yep.
And the first question that Patrick Mahomes was asked, I think, was do you feel like this is the beginning of a dynasty? And he said yes. Do you agree with that? Do you all agree with that?
I do agree.
100%. We're in the middle of the dynasty right now, I think.
Yeah.
Like I think it started with their first one because they were very dominant to a point where you couldn't even question how good they were. And another thing about that graphic that needs to be pointed out to people, they have to remember that we now have 17 games in a season versus 16 when the Patriots were doing that.
So. Exactly. So the record is probably pretty much the exact same.
Yes. Not that really makes much of a difference, but either way, both stats are very impressive.
Right. Go ahead, Kenny.
And the JQ's comment that just popped up, JQ, Andy Reid's not going anywhere. I mean, he said last night he's coming back and ready.
We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
Shut up, bitch!
I love it. But yeah,
that was straight from Kenny, by the way, JQ. That wasn't from us. That was straight from Kenny. Kenny pulled the trigger on that one. Yeah, I'm with you, Kenny. I don't think Andy Reid goes anywhere. If he goes somewhere, it would be really hard to I don't know. It'd be hard to replace him, number one.
Yeah.
But then you have to look at it and go, okay, how much of this game was Andy Reid? How much of this game was his coordinators? And we won't know. There's no way to tell that.
I think it's everybody. I don't think it's.
I think it's a combination.
One singular person. Yeah,
I agree.
That being said, he's 65 years old. I mean, he's got maybe 5 years left.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age. But I mean, imagine if they can three-peat, very first team to ever do it, right?
It'd be awesome.
And you can't. And to be honest about the three-peat, I was going to bring it up later.
Yeah,
you can't count them out because after what happened today, that perspired out of Miami today, when Tyreek Hill told Miami that he's not taking the next year opt on his contract, and he pretty much said he wants to come back to Kansas City.
Kansas City don't want him.
I understand.
That's why they got rid of him.
Yeah, I understand they don't want him, but he wants to come back. If he was to take a salary cut and bring him back, you can't count him out.
They don't want
You
him.
can't count
That's
him
the
out with the
problem.
team they got now.
Yeah,
They don't want him. That's the problem.
Okay, Chris, hold on.
They don't
Stop.
want Tyreek Hill in Kansas City. That's why they
But
got
hold
rid
on.
of him.
They didn't want what's his name? What was the wide receiver's name that caught the last touchdown?
Mecole Hardman.
Nicole Hartman. Kansas City didn't want him. Send him to the Jets in the trade. What happened in Week 7? They went back and traded and got him. He won the Super Bowl.
Okay. Before y'all get into a screaming match, everybody in the comments, do you think if the opportunity arose, because we're going to leave it up to the people watching, if the opportunity arose for Tyreek Hill to come back to Kansas City, would he want to do that, A? And 2, would Kansas City bring him back? I want to see it in the comments.
My thing is, why would you want to leave Miami? Because, I mean, for the lifestyle that he can live in Miami is awesome. I mean, yes, I know Miami's got some bad spots, but, where their spots are good, it's amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong. Seeing him back in that offense, it's very clear that a player
Terry says.
Definitely
why
missing.
is he opting out? For all of y'all
Couldn't
saying
afford
no,
him.
answer me this. Why did he opt out of his last year? Because this is his last year, and he has an opt-out clause.
Yeah.
Why did he opt out?
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Just because he opted out doesn't mean that he won't be back. I mean, he probably just wants more money. I mean, look what he did on the field for Miami. He's been fantastic.
Right.
And also, too, another thing to think about, are we about to get to the point in the NFL where players try to start building these super teams like they did in the NBA a few years ago?
It's very possible. It is very possible.
So here's my take. Remember, Kansas City got rid of him for a reason, and it's because he was a problem child at Kansas City. He had legal issues. They don't want him. That's why they got rid of him. He's not going back to Kansas City. They don't want him.
And it may be, but I don't know. It just depends on if he opts out. That may be his agent saying, opt out of that contract. I can get you more money, because maybe he will go to Houston, who also might pursue Evans as well. Exactly. Good. Really good comment, Terry.
Yeah.
Houston had those two. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Can you okay, let's imagine CJ Stroud and the weapons they have now adding Tyreek Hill. If Tyreek Hill can stay out of trouble, that would be one heck of a daggum offense.
With the next big name head coach in the NFL, D'Amico Ryans, lead them.
And they have a lot.
I don't see him leaving. I don't see him ever leaving the Texans.
And here's another scenario. There's 2 other teams that have the most cap money in the NFL, and that's Washington and Tennessee, that absolutely need dynamic playmakers.
Absolutely.
Jody says Kenny opt out for money. He opted out for more money. That's what Jody says.
Not that I would want him in Tennessee, because I personally don't, because I don't like his actions off the field.
Well, I don't have anything to worry about, because GQ, you back me up on this. The Packers ain't going to get him. They have the money. They have the cap space. They could finagle something. We needed a wide receiver. We don't take problem children, and it is a staple of us. I don't know what it is. We don't do it.
I actually think Green Bay might get them a playmaker in the draft this year. Actually,
yeah, I think so too. I think
Green Bay seems like they're the team that they like to build their players up. They don't like to.
They do.
Like, for instance, they would be anti-transfer portal in college. They would rather a high school recruit versus an already been in another system guy.
They're Dabo Sweeney in NFL.
Yes, absolutely. That is perfect.
Yeah, they absolutely.
I'm going to throw a name out there for George and the Packers.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
LMC.
Okay.
Little baby brother.
Well, okay. You're hanging everybody in suspense. Just say
you don't know who LMC is?
No.
McCaffrey's little brother.
Luke McCaffrey.
Oh, Luke McCaffrey. Good Lord. I was like, what?
LMC at Green Bay is a perfect fit.
Yeah.
I am curious what he's going to do in the league.
That's GQ. You're 100% right. Packers would make a play for Adams first. Absolutely, they would.
And I think he's
okay.
get away from Vegas.
So I just went and looked it up.
Okay.
According to Mel Kiper, I'm going to put that out there. Right now, with the 25th pick, he has Green Bay Packers taking Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. Yeah.
I don't know if I see him going that.
Listen, okay, listen, hang on.
I don't see him going that low.
JQ, back me up. Here's the thing, though. You look at any mock draft that Green Bay has ever had. Mel Kiper has never been right once.
It's true. That's true.
Never. Because Green
I just
Bay
wanted to see.
That means
always picks.
If he was available, though.
Well, yeah, but Green Bay always picks players that you would never even think they would pick.
So Kenny,
let me just throw it out there. Jordan Love, ain't nobody, no soul on ESPN, Fox, whoever, CBS, they didn't know he was going to pick Jordan Love. Anyway, Chris correct on McCaffrey. No skill players in first round for Green Bay. Yeah. So he thinks so. That would be really good for Luke McCaffrey to come. Now let's get back into the Super Bowl because we got off topic here. So the first half transpired. It was what you got the first points with like I don't remember how many and people were so mad.
What was it? 10-6 at halftime or something like that.
It was 10-6 at halftime. You got the first points like right at the end of the first quarter was a field goal.
No, it was first quarter was 0-0.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It was in the second quarter. You're right. So only name I ever got right was Clinton Dix for Green. Yeah, see, there you go.
Actually, halftime was 10-3.
Okay, it was 10-3.
Why do I think they got a second field goal?
I thought they did too.
Nope.
Sarah says Super Bowl was boring till Usher came out.
Hey,
we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. So so before that, so it's halftime at the Super. So right, so we watch the first half. People are starting to go up and get food and stuff. I want to know everybody in our panel and us. So I guess Kenny, you're involved in that. And our comment section. Super Bowl foods. What did you have during the Super Bowl? What did you eat? Somebody. Okay, he left. Super Bowl foods. What did you eat? Because I'm gonna tell you what I ate. I had some delicious Velveeta and Rotel sausage dip, meatballs. Exactly. We had a meatball bar, barbecue, hot meatballs, and made Salisbury steak meatballs, which were amazing. Terry says lumpia. Sarah says cake. I got some leftovers in the fridge. And then we had some Philly cheesesteak sliders that were to die for. She doesn't agree with me because Sarah's not a big Philly. So Kenny, what did you have?
You wouldn't be tooting your own horn on that Philly cheesesteak, would you?
Well, I didn't cook them. I bought the ingredients, and then our host just, hey, do you want me to cook those for you? And I'm like, I can do it. He's, no, I'll do it. So then he cooked them all. Kenny, what did you eat? What did you have?
Rotel dip, steak.
Which
that's a tradition every year. I eat steak when Kansas City plays in Super Bowl. So
okay.
Anyway, I had loaded baked potato.
Yeah.
I had Rotel dip. Cake, just different stuff like that. If you actually watched on air last night, which I'm surprised nobody commented, I actually dropped cake down my shirt and nobody said nothing about it. Like I was like,
didn't see it.
I don't even know how I got away with it. I don't even know how I got away with it.
Did you like shake, rattle, and roll to get it out of your shirt? Like
no, I just did like this, and then nobody said nothing, and I was like, okay, I got away with that.
Tammy Sue, come get this.
Tammy Sue, come get this. Here, look, I got it right. Oh God.
Yeah, we pretty much did the same thing you guys did. We had I made Rotel last night, and I put sausage in mine, and it was delicious. And then so we had a buy one get one wings at Zaxby's, so we used that. Spent $12 on dinner there, and we got like 40 wings.
Nice.
So we just did that, and it was basic. And then I had a Publix, which if people don't know about Publix, Southern grocery store, very good grocery store, make good sandwiches. They had this new limited edition cake. It's a chocolate cake, but it's cookies and cream icing. And let me just tell you,
Blake, you are rubbing it in, bro. You were in Vegas. You were at Guy Fieri barbecue taco. Oh my gosh!
I want to eat those trash can nachos that Guy Fieri does.
Yeah. Dustin says, "Glad to see you were still alive, Kenny."
Our guy Dustin making an appearance.
Yeah,
Glad
that's right. Pizza. GQ says pizza, chips, and queso. Pretty typical. Blake says, Terry was explaining. Well, Terry was explaining lumpia. That is a Filipino egg roll. I also got in touch with my Puerto Rican side and made fried green bananas.
Hey, Terry.
I would be all for that.
I would be all for
Yeah,
that.
I would be all for trying that.
Go ahead,
Filipino food is very cool, by the way.
It is. Yeah,
So
Chris, what you have?
So we had Mexican queso rotel. Now let me explain that.
Please.
You make your rotel with the Velveeta. You throw in a packet of taco seasoning, and then get a miniature block of queso cheese and put in there.
That's good.
Okay. Then we had ramen lasagna, which is pretty cool.
I've seen that recipe. The day
you take the 6 block. It's 6 blocks of ramen noodles. You lay them out in your pan, and then you put your
tomato sauce or whatever on it.
Tomato sauce or whatever on it. Spread it over, and then it's optional. You can use the seasoning or not.
Yeah.
We actually had shrimp flavored ramen, so we used the shrimp flavor. And then you pour a little bit of half and half cream on top of it. Cover it with your cheese, pepperoni, and more cheese on top of it. Pretty good stuff, let me tell you.
Interesting.
And then we had taco pockets, which is basically it's a taco on a tortilla shell rolled up like a burrito.
Okay.
Pizza rolls.
Okay.
And then we had Mexican chicken Alfredo.
Ooh.
It's basically chicken Alfredo with a packet of taco seasoning in it.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of Mexican flavor.
Wow.
I kind of do something like that little pasta dish there. I like to do I guess they call it chicken spaghetti, but it's like rotel, Velveeta, cream of chicken, and then with pasta, and then obviously you put some like rotisserie chicken on there or whatever, and it's so good.
I actually make a dish. I eat it for a meal. I'll make rotel shells and cheese.
That sounds good.
It's basic shells and cheese with rotel. You can put a whole can, a half a can, however much rotel you want to put in it. It's good.
Yeah. Blake says, "Yeah, Cody, better put meat in it. That's true rotel. You know, I need the protein, brother. Yeah,
for sure." So I gotta give you guys a recommendation. Next time you're at Walmart shopping for groceries.
Yeah.
So when you go to the macaroni and cheese aisle, because I'm a big macaroni and cheese guy, they have the Great Value brand macaroni and cheese, right? But it's like a luxury type. So they have different flavors. They have like a 5 cheese. They have a white cheddar and pepper and just different flavors. Better than any name brand macaroni and cheese you can buy. And let's be real, we're going to buy the box macaroni because it's quick and easy.
Sure.
Great Value, do it. Worth every penny. And it's cheaper too than everybody else, and it tastes so much better. And I'm a snob on my brands.
All right, so let me paint this scenario. Go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
Ooh.
Terry Walker, how much would you charge me to come next year to be my Super Bowl chef?
Hawaiian burgers. Oh my goodness. Goldie's room. Go Golden Boot. Hey, thank you, buddy.
Welcome. Another show coming to the Dawgs Media Network. Looking forward to watching it.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So let me paint this scenario. So you get your food, right? You go sit down. All of a sudden the halftime show starts. Right? And you see Usher coming out. He starts with the first song. You're like, because that's how I was. I was like, oh man, this is the song he's gonna start with. And then it starts going and it gets kicked up there. Me personally, I thought it was fantastic. But my question to everyone is, and in the comments, I want you guys get in that too. Goldie with an E.
Oh my God.
Terry
Walker.
Terry. It was a big beef patty with a pineapple ring, teriyaki sauce, and sharp cheddar in that. Dude, I would be all over that. That sounds so good.
Wow.
Okay, y'all are making me hungry. I haven't ate. Well, I did eat dinner, but I'm gonna eat again. I'm gonna eat 2
What are you
dinners.
talking about? You were cooking when I was on the phone with you.
I'm gonna
You're
eat
making
2
a big
dinners.
old
And y'all
mess,
keep
and I bet
talking
you
about food. My goodness. All right, so check. Yeah. So here we go. So Blake says, I knew without a doubt Luda and Little John would be there based off his set. Right.
Yeah.
Then he brings out Alicia Keys with a giant red piano that was very strange looking. Looked like a big old tongue.
Yeah.
And it was legendary from there. Right.
He was all huggy on her too, even though
Yeah,
they're
that
not,
was
he actually he's officially married now. He got his marriage certificate like the day before, the day of the Super Bowl to his own girlfriend and all that. So like there's
and
nothing
then he's
there.
all like
I was
huggy
like,
and like rubbing all over Alicia. I was like, hey, but listen, what I want to know, everybody in the comments, where does it rank on your Super Bowl tier list, right? Because I'm telling you, it's at least, I'm just gonna say it, it's at least in my top 5.
For sure. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Oh, it was in the top
I agree.
5.
I agree. Top 5.
Yeah.
And,
Now, what up?
But George, we're biased because
We are.
Because to be fair, Usher was literally our teenage years.
Yeah, and listen, and listen.
That was my young
Please,
adult years
please,
partying in the clubs, bro.
Please put a comment in or shout it out as soon as you heard 369 when you heard that song and that part to the window,
dude. Oh yes.
Literally
looked at me and my wife like we were crazy. We were just singing along. We loved it.
And what's funny is they never sang it, but the whole stadium, the whole living room where we were, I mean, it was it was like to the window, to the wall. I mean, that was like our high school dances. Like, come on. I mean, like it was there. But yeah, Sarah says Prince, Justin Timberlake by himself, and Usher is her top 3. She was in her defense, she was too young to see the very first ever Michael Jackson performance. So I actually showed it. I made her listen to it today.
I was actually going to say, I understand Sarah's point here.
Yes, sir. Great. I love it.
So,
Terry, I agree, buddy. Listen.
So what Sarah has missed, you know, being her age, she missed U2 after 9/11.
Yeah.
And she's not my age. She didn't grow up with the Dre and Snoop Dogg and all those guys from the 90s.
Yeah.
That hip hop reborn 2 years ago. And that's why it's up there for me. Usher, definitely top 5.
Yeah.
But my bad take from that was when Alicia Keys first came out and she hit that first note and it was like, and I was like, oh God, she has lost it, but she gathered it.
She gathered it.
And also, how does Usher not age?
That's literally okay. First off, let's look this up right now. He is 40. The man is 45 years old.
I told you, right? 45.
Does he look 45? No.
I
Blake,
look older than Usher.
But
this comment right here, Blake, Bruno Mars, his Super Bowl halftime show is in my top 3, 100%.
Yep.
That was a phenomenal halftime show. I agree, 100%.
So let's talk about.
Could watch him every day. Nice.
There you go. You want to know what he was doing? There he is. Bruno's still performing.
I think it's a consensus #1 that Prince is the greatest halftime show of all time ever.
We've talked about it before. Prince, Purple Rain, In the Rain, you can't beat it. That's you can't. When it started raining, and I thought for a minute it was effect, because like you watch it and you're like, oh, I see they got something over him. It's raining, and then they pan the camera and it's raining, actual raining. That was so good.
And when you watch the documentary on that, and you find out when they woke up that morning and they were under thunderstorm warnings and all kinds of crap, and they didn't even know if they were going to go through with the show.
Yep.
Man, the story behind that, and then it turned out the way it did.
Yeah.
It's hard to top that.
JQ, that's a good one too. Blues Brothers, my top one. Don't care. That was a really good one too. I remember that one. That was really good.
So I think it's a pretty consensus that Prince probably had the best one of all time. I think everybody essentially has pretty much been like, it was except for GQ, obviously. But
Sarah, you're right. They should have shined purple lights on them to change the rain color. That
would have been cool.
That would have been sick.
Okay, so last night when Luda was singing, I don't know if anybody picked up on it. I picked up. I didn't say nothing on the show, but I picked up on it. And he got to the part of the song where he cusses.
Yeah.
Did anybody notice what he done?
Mm-mm.
You noticed that he passed it off to Little John to see what Little John was gonna say.
Yeah, I did see that. He did.
I was like,
so since we're talking Super Bowl here, can we all agree that Lil Wayne and Luda is the best performance by a team from Atlanta in Super Bowl history?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean,
come on, Chris.
That was nuts.
Having Luda have laid eggs twice.
You mean
you know who I'm surprised I didn't
Lil
see
Jon,
last
not
night,
Lil
though?
Wayne. You mean Lil Jon. Lil Jon.
Y'all know who y'all I'm surprised I did not see last night?
Who?
Akon.
Oh, and
yes.
yeah, Akon, yes. But you know who? Okay, Sarah was talking to me about this morning. Swifties. All right, now, God, I better play this. Jesus, Mary
Warning.
Jo.
The following segment includes heavy Taylor Swift content. If this bothers you, annoys you, makes your ears bleed, makes your head explode, or makes you want to gouge your eyes out with a rusty spoon, please turn away now, or Tay-Tay will get you. You have been warned.
All right, now that I got the warning out of the way, just so everybody's not driving heavy machinery or something like that. T.I. didn't make an appearance, something like that. Shoot, I have to leave. So no. I'm telling that's my wife, by the way, Sarah. I'm telling them what she told. She was scrolling through this morning. Swifties were stupid mad at Usher because he didn't get her to make an appearance for the halftime show. You missed a golden opportunity. It would have been the first time ever somebody in the box came down and do. Okay, first off, listen, just hang on. They were believing up until like late into the second quarter that she was going to make some surprise halftime appearance, to where people were tweeting saying confirmed Taylor Swift is going to be in the halftime show. I said, she's sitting in the box. How is she supposed to get down there? Number one. And number two, how's she going to fit into an Usher concert?
Unless she's probably tired from all the performing and traveling she's been doing.
Right? Can the woman not take a break? So we wake up the next morning after the Super Bowl. People are pissed at Usher because they didn't get it. They didn't get her on the halftime show. I'm like,
okay,
what?
But you asked about the connection of Taylor Swift and Usher. Didn't Usher come out and defend her after Kanye West attacked her?
True.
Yeah.
True. Yes.
Now,
so, yeah, and Bieber fans were mad too.
I will say this for Taylor Swift fans. There was something that happened yesterday in her box.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody snapped a picture of it. She was having a conversation with somebody yesterday.
Who was it?
Yep.
Ice.
Roger Goodell.
Bank it. Next year's halftime show, Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Bank
that
it.
would make sense. That would make sense.
But my thing is this, and look, no disrespect to Taylor Swift at all.
Yeah.
Even though we know my feelings, but no disrespect. Where does her music fit in with a Super Bowl?
It doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to.
But here's my thing.
Where does Shakira's music fit in with a Super Bowl? I mean, Shakira is decent.
But her hips don't lie, man.
Her hips don't lie. No.
So are we saying that Clint Black's music fits in?
Yeah.
Hey, Clint Black's very talented.
Yeah.
So is Taylor
was
Swift,
there too.
whether I like her or
She's
not.
talented, yeah, but
yeah. I don't know. It was like I told Sarah, I was like, what? Literally, people are mad at Usher because he couldn't convince Taylor to come. Come on.
An easy way to put it, last night would have been the worst collab ever if she would have been on the stage.
That'd have been awful.
It just those two,
not only that,
there's no reason.
It takes months to plan out one of these shows. Like they start planning it forever. and you can't go from the box and go all the way, get down there, and at like 4 minutes left in the second quarter to get up on stage and perform. That's asinine to even think that.
You know who I think would do a good halftime show?
Who?
The person that has surprisingly never done one.
Who, T-Pain?
Who's that?
Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks? Yeah.
I'm actually curious why he has never done one, because that makes a lot of sense.
I would love to see.
Wait a minute.
I would love to see Chris Stapleton
Garth,
do
hold
one.
on a minute.
Next year would make sense if he did do one, because they're going to be in New Orleans and he's got Baton Rouge. And
Kanye and Tay for Super Bowl.
Hey, speaking of Kanye, his Super Bowl commercial might have been my all-time favorite commercial.
Which one is that?
Oh,
it's not Duck Plump, is it?
No, he literally filmed a video on his phone, and he says, "We used all of our money for the commercial spot and didn't use any of it to produce a commercial. So look at the letters below. Go to Yeezy.com, Yeezy.com. I'll just play the letters below." It was literally the most. My daughter could have made this commercial. It was awesome. I shared it in our chat earlier today. That wasn't just like a little screen grab. That was the legit commercial.
Yeah, that was.
I agree with your cue right there.
Yes.
The comment. It's time. It's time we get a metal one. It's been a while.
Absolutely.
It has been a while.
I want to see Jelly Roll do one.
A 90s rock
awesome in the halftime show.
I would love. Sarah's onto something. Can you imagine Jason Aldean, Luke Combs, and Chris Stapleton all together?
Yeah, I mean, because Aldean
full stop.
Full stop. Bring Jason Aldean. Well, he's gonna do Dirt Road Anthem, which means he's gonna bring Jelly Roll, him, and what's the other one?
My brother? Are you serious? My brother stopped in tonight. Game was rigged for the Swifties. I mean,
come on, Tyler, stop, Tyler. I don't even know.
You have a brother?
That's my brother. Yeah.
I never knew what your brother looked like.
Well, there you go. You got my brother. Do we look alike? Anybody think we look alike?
He can definitely grow better facial hair than you.
So
he's got a better head of hair.
Can. Yes, he can.
So based on this comment by Sarah,
ooh, that would be a dang.
If you're bringing Luke Combs, you have to bring Tracy Chapman and have him redo the Grammy performance.
God, yes.
Tracy Chapman, yes.
I saw so many stupid comments over that. I don't know who Tracy Chapman is.
Oh my goodness, Terry!
But Luke Combs is going to make her famous.
Listen.
Stop it.
GQ says Tyler Childers, Chris Stapleton, and Sturgill Simpson. That would be good. Look at this. Look. Disturbed, Korn, and Slipknot. Terry,
you got to put Metallic in there.
Terry is becoming a legend tonight. I swear.
I like Terry.
Blake says Kid Rock and Aldean are going on tour together.
That makes a lot of sense.
If we're going to name Chris Stapleton for halftime show, let's compare his national anthem to Reba last night.
Okay, two totally different styles because Reba did a very classy. Classic kind of. She killed it though. She killed it.
Always does.
But Chris Stapleton's national anthem will always go down in my book as probably the best I've ever heard.
That being said, though,
and yes,
Post
Reba
Malone's God Bless America was phenomenal.
Yes.
And yes, Reba was absolutely 100% on the same level as Faith Hill and Martina McBride. Absolutely 100% on the same level.
Yeah,
100%.
But you know what I got to say about Reba last night? Yeah. And I know nobody noticed this.
What?
And I said something on the show. Did anybody notice the what she had right here on her chest?
No.
I did not.
Nobody noticed. Nobody talked about it until after the show. People started talking about it when they went back and watched it.
No, what is it?
She actually had a tribute to somebody.
Posted.
And I think it was very nice for her. And that was Toby Keith.
Yes. Yes, she did. You're right. Yeah.
Right.
And that's a great. Yeah, because that was rough. Losing Toby Keith this year, that was rough.
Well, did y'all see his album? He finally got his first ever #1 album now after he passed. I was very happy to see that.
Blake brings up a really good point. Post Malone, can we give a hand clap to Post Malone, man? Because like as a artist, you gotta love Post Malone. Like
he's one of the
he's out there.
He is,
but he is a phenomenal artist.
He's just a cool person in general.
He is a cool person. Yeah, and so, that was really, really good.
Yeah. So GQ is talking about Lil Wayne's from Louisiana. So I was thinking about that. So maybe they would go that route and get like some people with those kind of ties. But then again,
that's cool. Reba had her dad's national finals rodeo champion buckle on her belt. That's cool. Sarah.
There's
Sarah
only one person that would notice that.
Sarah would notice that. Yes, absolutely.
So Cody will know what I'm talking about here because I've sent him videos. How about Slash?
Oh, Whitney Houston. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And you know exactly who I'm going to mention.
Kennedy. Oh my.
Miles Kennedy, acoustic style, sitting on a stage.
Yes.
Blake's an Auburn fan, to be fair.
Oh, what's up, Blake? Okay, now.
What's up, Blake?
You were literally right next to him on the screen.
I didn't know he was an Auburn fan, though.
He's the one that I told you about that owns the nutrition store in Alex City.
Yeah.
I'll bet. I will. Okay.
But yeah, Slash and Miles Kennedy sitting on a stage, acoustic style. Yes, I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
Yes. Miles Kennedy has got one of the greatest voices I've ever heard. He is my all-time favorite singer.
Mystical and Silk the Shocker, Aaron Neville, Trombone Shorty, plenty of Louisiana talent.
Yeah, there's plenty of talent in Louisiana to do that Super Bowl.
Cody, could you
Blake Shelton, Aldine, Luke Combs, and Carrie Underwood. Holy crap.
That'd be good.
That'd be nuts.
What you got, Chris?
Okay. I don't like getting political here, but considering the national landscape, Miles Kennedy and Slash acoustic at the Super Bowl singing Civil War.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. That's great.
Dude, that would be sick. Actually, you know what? You know who'd be perfect for the Super Bowl next year? The most popular musician from the state of Louisiana. Kentwood's own Britney Spears.
No.
If there was a person that would ever draw the attention, her. And she's crazy. I am, unfortunately, I share
literally crazy
related to her. Because my mom's related to her family, and but either way,
Blake says, "Hell no."
I agree.
See, Blake's lucky. He's on the other side. He's on my dad's side of the family, so he's not related to her. But unfortunately, I am.
Yeah. Okay. So the halftime show.
We just got to make sure we don't get pictures of her.
Yeah. Right. No. So we all concluded that was a great halftime show. The game comes back on. Right. Chiefs get the kickoff. Right, to start the half.
Mm-hmm.
And has the worst opening drive after the first half that I've ever seen, where literally you have, I mean, it was terrible. Like, I don't even know how that even happened. Like, the defense came to play, I get that, but man, that was terrible play calling, and then give the ball right back, and I was like, oh God.
Yeah, but and the weird thing is like leading up to all that, it's kind of like we talked about on the show the other day on the breakdown of it. We said that, and I know I said it, and y'all pretty much agreed, was it's going to start out kind of quick, and then it's going to get very slow.
Yep.
And it really felt that way. It felt like a very just drugged out game, and then it finally got exciting at near kind of midway through the third quarter, and I mean,
so you're calling the Chiefs' first drive horrendous play calling. I go one above that. The entire third quarter for the Niners offensive play calling, whoever designed that quarter of play calls needs to be fired.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. It felt like there was a lot of forced. There's too much force there. And it felt like the Niners changed their game plan for no reason at all.
They did.
Like they changed it right in the middle of the game with no reason. Go ahead, Kate.
They only ran the ball like once or twice the entire third quarter.
Yes.
So it happened in the third quarter. I just looked it up. So let's discuss the muff punt since we're in the third quarter.
So
I
hang on. I just want to say this before we get into that, because that is my turning point of the ball game right there. Do y'all agree?
Yep. 100%.
That right there changed everything. Go ahead, Kenny.
So I do. Everybody wants to blame the kick returner for what he done, but in the end of the day, you cannot blame him because he watched that ball hit another teammate and he was trying to go get it. The only problem I have with what he did, he should have fell on it instead of trying to scoop it off.
Bingo. Yep. Yes. That's a really good point.
Fundamentals, just fall on the stinking ball. Don't try and get fancy and pick it up. Just fall on it. Fundamentals.
So two things, two factors here. Number one, neither one of them should have been anywhere near that ball at all, because where it hit, it rolled to them like 10 yards. They should have cleared out and ran as far away from that ball as humanly possible. Number two, the guy that actually got the ball that hit his foot, or I don't remember who it was, exactly what you said, Kenny. My dad said the same thing. Instead of trying to pick it up and run with it, which is really hard to do with a ball that's moving like this on the ground, fall on it. At least it gives your team an opportunity to have the ball, or knock it out of bounds. One of the two. I mean, good God. If it gets knocked out of bounds, it's still your football. And you're right there on the sideline, but do not try to pick it up.
Yeah.
Like we see that all the time. People try to pick up a football and they miss or whatever, and it gives it to the other team. Fall on the ball.
Go ahead. George, you're in junior high football. Yeah. There's a ball on the ground. What's your coach telling you to do?
Fall on it. Cover it up.
Fall on it. Fall on it.
Yep. That is a junior high deal. Go ahead, Kenny.
So, yes, that was the turning point of the game. I want to tell you, I will get back to you in your comment because there's a lot I want to talk about about Brock Purdy. And
we got to hurry, so go ahead. There you go.
Hey.
Blake's company, SpecFit Fitness. There you go.
Specifit.
Specifit.
So there's the information right there.
If you want anything from health and fitness, there you go. Specifit.
Shipping nationwide.
All right.
Okay, so
need a commercial.
We'll get back to Terry. I'll get back to your comment about Brock Purdy here in a minute. But I want to talk about something else that at that point in the game, it turned. And everybody's complaining that it took Mahomes one play to get in the end zone. Here's the thing. Andy Reid is not the coach to bring out trick plays until late into the game. And we're going to talk about the fourth quarter because there was a play that happened. Actually, we'll talk about overtime because it happened in overtime, which a lot of folks do not know. They run it as a trick play in Kansas City, and it has worked every time.
Yeah.
But so the third quarter, he scored, and you knew then that it was supposed to be a shootout.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that, like I said earlier, when I was on the show last night, you have to let Mahomes do Mahomes things.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Mahomes. There was one question I had about, and I'm a Chiefs fan, y'all. There was one question I had about Mahomes going into that game.
Yeah.
Was he ever going to have a Super Bowl to where he had to put it on his back? Because his first two Super Bowls, he really did not, because he had star-studded talent.
Right.
Now we're going to get into the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Little stats that nobody really paid attention to last night is
let's hear it.
He completed every third and fourth down conversion that he had to put Kansas City into overtime.
True. Yep.
And here's the thing about it. He did it Mahomes' way, unlike what Mahomes was doing in the first half.
Yep.
Like I told y'all, let Mahomes do Mahomes things and crazy things happen.
Yeah.
So
it's good. You're right.
So along with all of those third and fourth down completions, let me just say, as good as what Travis Kelce is, Frank Wycheck was Travis Kelce before Travis Kelce became Travis Kelce. Frank Wycheck used to be that guy.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Travis Kelce because there's this thing. I don't know if y'all know what stat generator is that they run it during the game.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So do y'all know that they clocked Travis Kelce last night on that big run he had?
Mm-hmm.
That is the fastest he has ever run in the NFL at 19.7 miles an hour.
Yeah,
I thought that because when
he had a little aerodynamic help with this little stubby too.
Oh my gosh!
Like when he caught that ball and ran, I was like, "Good God!" He went like extra
flying,
gear. Like I was even like, I don't think I haven't ever seen a tight end move like that before.
Right. Yeah.
And so I went and actually looked it up on StatGen. He ran 19.7 miles an hour on that play. It's crazy. Yeah, he did lay the wood on that dude.
Yeah. Okay. So real quick, because we're running out of time here, we're gonna have to get this quick. Fourth quarter, they tie the ball game up. We all know there was a missed extra point that allowed that to happen. If San Francisco did not miss that extra point, we're talking a different ball game here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It would have forced Kansas City to go for 2. We're talking totally different deal.
No, they would have had to score a touchdown instead.
Yeah. Because yes, I'm sorry, they did a field goal to tie it. They would have had to score a touchdown because it would have been 4-point game instead of 3. So we could have been talking about a different outcome, right? Let's get into overtime. Everyone in the comments, y'all, do you think the overtime format was a win? Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Here's the thing. Here's what I got to say about overtime format.
Yes.
And I've listened to a bunch of people while I was at work today. I've listened to different talk shows. I've listened that cover the NFL. So the coach of the 49ers in his post game yesterday defended why he did what he did. And I understand why he did what he did. But I don't agree with it because it's so, Chris, and you're wrong about something, and I'm going to correct you tonight. So the rule in the NFL is even if time would have expired last night, they still would have went into a second overtime because the rule states that you have to complete a 1-and-1 possession, and Kansas City's possession.
That's not how the referees explained it.
Hang on. Now, are you talking about where they had 30 seconds left in overtime? Is that what you're talking about?
If Kansas City would not have scored, and it would have been third down, or it would have been second down, and time would have ran out. And I looked it up because I also listened to another talk show host talk about this today. They would have had to go to second overtime because the rule states in the NFL it has to be a 1-and-1 series, one complete.
Okay. You are correct because and the only reason I say that is because I heard the announcer say, well, we're about to get into the second quarter of this overtime. That's when it was 30 seconds left. And because I was thinking the same thing. They only have 30 seconds left. What are they doing? Well, it would absolutely. See, Blake, he's right. If they didn't complete that, you got to win by touchdown. Because it would have been the second quarter of overtime. It was weird. It was really confusing. But they did. But I remember the announcer saying, we're about to get in the second quarter of an overtime for the first time in NFL history. And I think was it Tony Romo that said that, I think?
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly. Yeah. So, it was it's not that we were going into another overtime. It was just we were getting into a second quarter, which was very confusing because down at the bottom it just said OT with no quarter, and there was 30 seconds left. And I'm like, if they don't hurry up, they're going to lose. But
the way the officials said it, to start the overtime, each team gets one possession.
Yeah.
Well, you had your one possession, and time ran out on you. Tough luck.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but the rule states, and I looked it up. The rule actually states one complete possession, which is crazy. But let's talk about Mahomes.
Terry, good to have you, man. Great.
Thanks for joining, Terry. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, if you haven't liked our page, like our page on Facebook.
Yeah, like us, follow us. We're live Mondays and Fridays, 8:30 Central. We'll see you then. Take care.
All right. So let's talk about Mahomes.
Let's quickly.
This to me solidified him as Brady caliber last night. in overtime.
Okay.
8 for 8.
Uh-huh.
And 2 big runs.
That's putting the team on your back. I agree. And to go back to what I was saying at first, if Travis Kelce wasn't on that field, he wouldn't have gone 8 for 8. So, but go ahead, Chris.
There is a mistake in the chat that Mahomes gave them the ball first. No, San Francisco won the coin toss and they took the ball.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I was talking about earlier. But what's the coach of the 49ers?
Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan.
Shanahan in his press conference said that was already discussed before they even touched that field in the Super Bowl. Him and his coaches had already discussed if this game was going to go to overtime, that we were going to take the ball and put all the pressure on Kansas City's defense.
They pulled a Hasselback. They pulled a Matt Hasselback. We want the ball and we're going to score against the Packers. It bit them right in the tail. Yeah, and that's what the whole 49ers thing of not understanding the rules. Quickly here, because we do have to get done. So real quick, 30 seconds or less, all of y'all. So we know the Kansas City Chiefs win. Travis and Taylor, share the kiss, the whole 9 yards. But real quick, the 2025 season. Give your early prediction. How do you
go? Honestly, I see a 3-peat going down. I think Kansas City gets the pieces they need in the offseason to complete that team. And, I mean, at the end of the day, you see what this team's already doing.
Right.
I don't see them stopping anytime soon.
Kenny?
I'm agreeing with him. I think there's a possibility Kansas City could 3-peat. I want to get back to Terry real quick. Brock Purdy is the lowest paid quarterback in the NFL, making less than $1 million a year and can't do nothing about it for 2 years. I disagree with it. 49ers, you need to restructure that man's contract now.
Agreed. Chris?
I'm going to go 49ers.
49ers.
And the reason for that is that team is absolutely loaded. Yeah. And, for me, they didn't play bad last night. Brock Purdy showed that he showed that he is up to the challenge of playing in the Super Bowl.
Right.
He didn't play bad, and being as loaded as they are, I think that's a problem going forward.
Yeah. I would love to see my Packers get there. They would have to overcome the Niners, but I could see a 3-peat as well. Niners ain't going anywhere. Kansas City ain't going anywhere. Houston ain't going anywhere. It's going to be a very, very tough. Detroit isn't going anywhere. NFC North is going to be tough, and the NFC as a whole is going to be tough. So, we'll see. That being said, this has been a fantastic show.
We're not going to do final thoughts.
Fantastic show.
I have one
real quick final thoughts. Go.
Yeah, one thing I have to say. I felt like at the end of that game, a villain was created. The way Christian McCaffrey looked coming off that field, I've never seen a man look so beaten down.
Well,
and he was covered in green. He was just, he looked like he had been in a slugfest. And he, rightfully so, he played his tail off last night.
Mm-hmm.
That was the creation of a villain right there. And I have a feeling that he is going to come out next year and have the best season he has ever had.
A famous quote from a famous movie. You ready? You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. Right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are the villains. That's simple as that. Chris, final thought. Go ahead.
Final thought. You've heard me complain often that I thought the Chiefs were protected by the NFL.
Yep.
I thought last night's game was very well called. There were a couple instances where I thought, okay, they're going to protect Kansas City here, and they did not throw a flag, which I thought was the right call. Me and Kenny talked about it. The pass into the end zone at the end of regulation. Had they called pass interference and put them at the 1, I'd have been screaming.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that they didn't throw a flag there. They were hand checking. Perfect. I saw something classy last night out of somebody that people have complained ruthlessly about all season long.
Okay.
So Travis Kelce's on the stage. He starts coming down. His girlfriend, probably the most famous female in the world, took 3 steps backwards as he's coming down off the stage to to make sure that his mother was first in line.
Yep.
Class act.
That is pretty classy.
I appreciate that.
She did pretty good.
You can complain all you want about Taylor Swift, but that was the classiest act I saw the entire night.
You don't know. I mean,
step back.
You don't know. Mama Kelce's pretty ruthless. She may have absolutely threatened her within an inch of her life. Listen, if my son's on that podium and he's coming down that podium, you better move your tail end out of the way, or I'm going to move it for you.
Hey, she said she don't fight clean. That's what Mama.
That's right. That's it. She don't fight clean. That being said, ladies and gentlemen,
it was a classy act. I give her props for that.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Golden Boot Podcast. Appreciate you guys joining. Special thanks to Kenny for joining us. Been great. Awesome show. Season 2 starting already? Oh, my goodness.
Boys, y'all ready to talk some baseball?
I know it. Friday night, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. The Golden Boot Podcast. Do not miss it. And everybody have a great night. Stay golden. We will see you next time.